Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Summit 6 Qualifiers. We're going to be taking a look at our final game of the evening, final best of 3 of the evening. It's LGD Gaming facing off against Newbee. I'm Lyrical. I'm going to be bringing you the broadcast today.
10 seconds.
A very interesting one here for me. I am very intrigued to see how this LGD team plays. We have seen a lot of talk about maybe his, potential departure from LGD, where he actually did leave the team for a little while and then they brought him back again after every Chinese team ended up dropping people. But keep in mind that was also a period in time when maybe actually left before all the other teams were there. So there might have been some tenuous relationships going on. We also saw that Zhao Wei ended up moving off and separating from his team, so those two no longer playing together, and instead it's a new LGD lineup that's been built around Maybe. So very curious about that. Likewise, on the Newbee side, we're taking a look at the KP and Kaka show, basically. To me, they were the original people in Newbee that I constantly felt like were two of the strongest members of their team. And now they've also brought in Faith. And there was the recent acquisition where Newbee bought Tong Fu. Faith and Unite obviously previously playing for Tong Fu, and Faith has become the drafter by and large, although Kaka still does supply a lot of the information about these two teams. Also worth interesting, also a little bit interesting about this, for LGD, they've gone 11-3 so far in the past month for all of their matches in China. Newbee have gone 18-4, playing a little bit more games, and I think also having a little bit of a better record during that time. And the only team that Newbee, well, one of the only teams that Newbee has actually lost to was this LGD team. And that was right at the start of the new season of Dota 2. But for the context of what is probably the more recent success that Newbee's been seeing, their stronger streak, they 2-0'd LGD only about a week ago. And in that matchups, the SCOD was very paramount as far as Newbee being able to take their advantage and winning. And we did see that LGD kind of fell behind. They were running a lot of different things that were kind of weird dynamic drafts. They had a Huskar that they ran with Oracle, so still a little bit in the past as far as where the meta's gone. Although Huskar is still around, we don't see it nearly as often. And then in the second game where Newbee were also able to win, it was off the back of Kaka Kunkka. And Kaka has picked up the Kunkka again. So we'll see how this ends up going. I'm thinking that Newbee is probably a little bit favored moving into this, but it's going to be interesting. I'm very curious to see how this goes. So the first pick went to Newbee. They take Kunkka. Darkseer Juggernaut is the response. We've seen Maybe's Juggernaut just go absolutely ridiculously ham. I will say that on the old LGD squad that was part of the Zhao Wei, and more often than not, what ended up spelling if LGD was going to have a good game was how much September was able to get done for Maybe in the mid lane. You would see early rotations in from September, sniping couriers with random heroes. Like you would see it with all different types of heroes. I think he sniped it with like an ogre once even. You would see him moving in and finding ganks in the mid lane. And this all enabled Maybe to just get out of control. Ame also somebody who's fallen under a little bit of fire recently, but I think he's a very strong player. XZ2, who's the captain this time around, has been exceptional on most of the games I've seen him. I also love his little picture here, which is it's just the greatest. It's an Ash. It looks like Ash Ketchum to me. Anyways, so a lot of cool things. I think that Ame is going to be a superstar. I think that maybe is a superstar. SC obviously has been incredibly powerful. All of these players are top teams in China, and it's just a pleasure to get to see them. It's a little bit unfortunate that we're going to have to see them this early in the tournament. A double elimination bracket is what we're going to be going through for the BTS Summit 6 qualifiers. I wouldn't be surprised if these teams do end up playing each other again somewhere else down the line. That's just how good I think they are. So ET also going to get picked up, as well as the Witch Doctor Sand King. I think taking the Kunkka Shadow Demon feels like one of the only support combos you can get away with taking this early. More often than not, what it would mean is that you would have to get into a you reveal where all of your gank attempts go, you reveal where all of your movements are, but this combination is just so strong and it can be so deadly that I don't think it really matters because of the initiation range with disruption, because of the potential for Kunkka to even hit blind torrents, or if you have a follow-up, something like a Sand King, he can also go ham. And if they wanted to, Newbee could honestly just go for a Sand King Kunkka dual off lane, stick the Lifestealer down in that bottom lane with the Shadow Demon, and Kunkka Sand King is actually terrifying because you have a Burrow Strike and it's set up immediately into a torrent. This actually is going to be an easy setup every time you use it. 2.1 seconds of disable. The torrent delay is 1.6 seconds. So you should always be able to hit your torrent after a Sand King Burrow Strike. And even though it's 2 melee cores, they're going up against an ET Witch Doctor lane, which isn't completely impossible to kill.
10 seconds remaining.
Also, I think with a Lifestealer pick now, he might suffer a little bit against the Darkseer, but if things start going wrong, he can always rage, just turn around and start hitting off that creep. And I think that it would be an okay lane. We could also just see the Sand King try and... I don't think that he can lane against the Darkseer, but we're going to be going back for a last pick, SC Invoker. This feels like a tried and true Newbee draft. They got everything they wanted here, and to me, it says that LGD is not threatening them. It's they're daring them to play against them in their style. So I like the response. These teams are gonna have to play each other a lot. This is just the dynamic that happens in China. There's a lot of tournaments, a lot of games, a lot of qualifiers, and if you start, you know, being afraid of giving Newbee their draft, if you feel like you can't play against them with that, you basically already lost the series because you're gonna come out behind in the draft every time. So Tinker is gonna be the last pick for LGD. It's not gonna be that maybe Juggernaut. This to me feels like it's a game where Newbee could start snowballing early. U9 loves to run the Lifestealer. It could be very impressive. The only weak part that I'm seeing here is the KP Sand King. Not because I think that KP is a weak player, but because I think it can be vulnerable. It's not his strongest hero in the world. When I think about KP, I think like Faceless Void, or I think like a Tidehunter. And those are emblematic of the two ways in which Newbee want to play. But for a Sand King, I remember a lot of games where it was KP playing Faceless Void. He would just hide in the trees along the bottom or the top lane. In this case, it would be along the top lane, and then go out, Chrono, immediately follow up by a Kaka boat. They would find a kill every time. It was just like over and over and over again in the mid game. They were hiding in the trees constantly, and then as soon as they would spot somebody move up to the creep wave, KP was incredibly patient. He would find himself a kill. Oh my goodness gracious. What have I even done? This is not WESG at all. This is the Summit 6. Lordy. Sorry about that, guys. And so because of that, I want to see if that dynamic still works. Is he... What? Oh no, there's no way, right? Does he spot that out? That would have been absurd. He could... There's a chance he could have found a courier snipe that early on. Regardless... It's going to be a very interesting game. I can't wait to see how it goes. So far, we have 0 loss as well, which is just icing on the cake of happiness, for me at least. And Ame on his jug is going to have to contend with the KP Sand King offlane. Blocks off that camp right from the get-go. Kaka is up in the area. They could go for that dual lane. It's something that we saw a lot out of, I want to say, was it Wolf? It might have been Wolf from WESG.
To battle.
Regardless, it's a really strong lane. It's hard to deal with. SC Invoker. We've seen what this guy can do. He's done it time and again. Always causes issues. Causes for concern. They have some of the heroes late game that can probably help to deal with it. But to me, this is feeling like it might be a farm fiesta.
The battle begins.
I will say that in those types of games, Newbee have felt like they always come out on top, and I think that they have a lineup that allows them to do it again. Because there's a good chance that what you just get here is like, even if you don't necessarily bring Kaka into the fold, if KP has U9 inside of him, they can kill off anybody. Oh, misses the block there. That's a little unfortunate, but it wouldn't have mattered. XZ was there to break it anyways. And it is going to be a Kunkka Sand King dual offlane. I really like this. I think that this has the potential to be incredibly strong. You're going to have a lot of damage potential. Witch Doctor could potentially die, even at level 1, honestly, if he's not careful. So this is going to be a kill lane. Also, XZ and Ame can go for it as well, and there's going to be the setup. They don't quite hit it perfectly, and Kaka now is going to get chased down. Did not get that off in time, and because of that misplay, maybe a bit of miscommunication, the lane becomes more difficult. They did use the spin, so it's going to be on cooldown for a little while at least. Mid lane, Invoker versus Tinker. I probably don't even need to keep my eyes on it. Up here as well, U9 is going to get free farm. This is where the action's going to be taking place. If somebody dies mid, it is a tremendous outplay. Likewise, we've also got the Darkseer that's off in the jungle. He's going to be Iron Talon and will be... I imagine he comes and contests the lane eventually. He might not, actually. They could just leave Faith to his own devices. It's not as scary him getting a lot of farm as it would be another hero. A little bit of a misplay there as well. They don't quite get the pull through, and because of that, they might have to try and push the tower slightly. Which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but I have the creep wave back under control. So mid, we're now seeing the rotation from Kaka to try and help out against, maybe it's just to come and contest this rune. They want to make sure that they don't give that one away for free. Stacking the camps, Elder Titan moving in to try and secure themselves the rune, and now a regen taken.
Regeneration.
Easy peasy. Looking for a torrent, connects. Didn't get it in time to get the bonus from the regen, so again, a little bit of a weird one, but fine and dandy. KP taking some damage.
Dire's bottom tower is under
And
attack.
this is going to be a problem, possibly. Witch Doctor trying to clarity up, and I imagine that well, he's just trying to soak up experience, but there's still going to be all those denies. Yeah, he's still stuck at level 1. Oh. And again, these torrents, I think if you're going for that type of a lane, you have to go and make the plays yourself as far as setting up for the kill first. And this isn't going very well for Newbee at the start. The problem is there's not a great other answer either. They could bring in the Shadow Demon and try and fully contest, but it looks like Newbee are content to just keep pulling with this lane. And it's getting U9 a lot of experience. You compare U9's farm right now to the Juggernaut, it's pretty equal, but they're like one wave contested away. Meanwhile, the Sand King is making his rotation in towards mid, so they're switching it out and trying to get one of these heroes a couple of levels while the other one is at least able to apply some harassment onto the mid lane, because Invoker is being hurt now. This is the other problem. Currently, you're 17-6 on the Tinker versus the 9-7 on SC. So it does not feel like they're getting what they need, and this is probably going to be read out as well by LGD. They'll realize that this rotation could happen. Do they have vision of it? They have this ward up on the top side, and that might spot out... Oh, it doesn't spot them. All right, this might bear fruit. They can maybe find a kill here. Nobody's showing back in the top lane, though. Maybe should realize that this is coming and is going to walk away. They get the cold snap. Is it going to be enough for a setup? And this might be enough to find the kill. There's the Burrow Strike forward. Torrent as well. Is it going to be enough damage, though? They throw out a March of Machines, turning around on SC, and they do find the kill, but Shadow Demon takes down the Tinker first. So a little bit more into the favor of Newbee. I'm not sure if it's enough to make up for the early problems he's having, though. That's the issue. Invoker is still going to be struggling in this lane. He's going to come back in a second. Well, I think it's okay. It's very back and forth, but LGD are getting the better end of the laning stage already. Ame is getting farm about equal with the Lifestealer, but you've got the Darkseer that's just getting so much more out of this. Ostensibly, what they've traded is Newbee are getting a farmed Shadow Demon as opposed to a farmed Sand King. And while Faith is going to be able to make some plays happen, if this is going to pay off for Newbee, he has to find initiation after initiation consistently. And this ward right here is not going to be able to allow that to happen. They need to make more smoke ganks and rotations like that, which is not easy to find. So this early laning stage, I would say LGD are coming out ahead. There's no doubt about it. They can make the eventual the rotations with a U9 Infest Bomb. That's going to be very strong. But yeah, they've even switched this up completely. They're putting Faith up in the top because they realize he's the only one that can really stand in lane against Ame. Ame's going to have Omni Slash soon, and he needs to be able to imprison himself to stay alive. And now maybe snowballing as well. He's got his March of the Machines going. We've got the Sand King, who is going to have to transition back into a Sandstorm jungling role. So they're making the best of it that they possibly can. But maybe this is actually okay. This could have all been by design for Newbee. If Faith is able to hold this tier 1 tower for a long time, all of a sudden you put yourself in a position where he can also farm this hard camp here. And if he starts building into a Soul Ring next, that looks a little bit better. Oh man, but yeah, all of these Ion Shell creeps. Darkseer will become a problem. 6 minutes in, Newbee are pulling it back a little bit, but LGD with the slight lead. We'll have to see where these rotations come. The problem is that everything from Newbee is very predictable as far as what they're going for. And in the meantime, this has just allowed maybe to get his stacks up. He's getting everything that he wants out of this laning stage. I think LGD are off to a great start. Newbee need to be worried, and they need to prioritize shutting down maybe here, because he is not going to stop farming, and he's going to get like a 10-minute bots if this continues the way it's been. Not to mention that you've got Ame pushing in the tier 1 tower here. Can spin and pressure this out. They're making the move, but this is... Oh, it's actually not spouted anymore. That ward did expire. They're pinging out this area. They want to try and contest the stacks, but they've already been at least somewhat hampered in. Taking these now, the early rotation from U9, it's good, but can they steal these? They might even wait until Tinker comes back. Now they're going to Sandstorm him. It's pinged out. Tinker realizes that this is happening. I think they might see the Sandstorm is there with this ward. They've got eyes on everything, trying to stake the stacks back away, able to dodge away from it for the moment. And meanwhile, the cask is going to start to bounce. They're throwing up the Shadow Poison, collecting onto a couple of them. LG moving to try and stop this. 5 heroes in the mid lane. Man, and now you've got the chase continuing. They have the Omni Slash from Ame. Can go for the kill and is going to be able to find it. Faith ends up being brought down, and now on the other side, U9 trying to turn and make something of this, but they're not going to be able to find anything. So again, they did place down and steal the stacks. Some of it had already been taken by the Tinker. They were able to clear off this medium one, and they didn't contest this stack either. So I still think if you're LGD, you're pretty happy with this. LGD have been playing this game just about as perfectly as you could hope for. I've been very impressed with them, and now moving in, Kaka's going to get brought down. There's no way to stop this. This should be a pretty quick and easy kill for him. Trying to find it, and he ends up going down to the creeps, but still, that rotation in, a little bit of a haste rune for maybe, starting this game in exceptional fashion. Very impressed. U9 still struggling to find something. They need to get KP farmed. He has to get that Blink Dagger online. And it just doesn't feel like it's going to happen. They're scouting out that maybe's in the area. This ward does not block a camp, so it allows them just to have free reign as far as vision in this area. I really like this draft from LGD and the way they've been playing it. I was not expecting to come in as impressed as I am by how they've been playing. The thing that's most impressive to me about this from LGD, this is a Newbee lineup that's been making these types of plays, and I guess they have a bit of a target on their back because they've been the best team in China up until this point. But it's also, I mean, this is a Newbee team that beat Secret in a best of 3. They did end up losing in the best of 5, but they put up a really good show. Like, this is an LGD team that, if you compare the results across the different games and across the different teams, like, they're very strong.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's a far cry from what we saw at TI, that's for sure. KP could go for the Burrow Strike if he wants to, but Ame is going to back out and not going to be able to do it. And I mean, the fact that that maybe is just getting free reign here, Like, the stacks got taken, so it does slow down his bots a little bit. We talked about a 10-minute timing, almost there. KP gonna burrow strike to the high ground. Kaka has shown up as well, and now XS is gonna get caught by the boat. Pretty nicely played there by Kaka, starting to bring him lower, though. Sunstrike is gonna be on point. Invoker finds the kill on the other side. Ame is gonna get controlled for the moment, is gonna try and TP out, and he will be able to escape. So TP, spin, pretty good stuff still, but they find at least one kill. And just very technically proficient Dota coming out from LGD. Very impressive stuff. U9 is going to have to back out now as Ame did TP down bottom. Does have Omni Slash still available. This can kill off the Lifestealer, and because of that, he does retreat back home to the fountain. SC in the meantime, Hand of Midas, almost completed. It actually is completed, just needs to be brought out to him. This is forcing maybe back. This game is going to go late. They are... I mean, Newbee still have a timing that they can hit that's going to be strong. But LGD are looking to be ahead, and KP going to have to burrow strike out of there. Nicely played. Meanwhile, they throw out another one of those imprisonments onto the Darkseer. 4 heroes in the area for Newbee. Looking for initiation. Kaka has maxed out X. Does also have the Torrent. Scouts it, uses it for vision. Hits blind onto Darkseer, because why not? Well played there. The whole time through, though, you still have this Juggernaut that's pushing the bottom lane. Nobody is responding to this. Newbee are going to try and cut the creep wave here, but they're going to at least take a substantial amount of tower damage. This is working out great again for LGD. Burrow strike away, KP not wanting to get caught and killed. They're going to TP in on top of the creeps because guess what? Tinker has bots. I mean, lasers do nothing at this point. Only the 2 points in it. It's been maxing March. But nonetheless, they don't get this tower. And Juggernaut is still farming away like a madman. Ame is getting everything that he wants out of this. The early Vanguard build, survivability. This is going to transition into basically whatever he wants afterwards. Does need to be a little bit careful, but nonetheless. Very impressive play. Oh, Epicenter onto XC. Can't catch, can't kill. Too tough, too strong. Witch Doctor ulti as well with the vacuum back. KP almost getting destroyed there. It's very close. They have another Surge looking for him. He needs to hide and is going to be able to get out of there. And it's what we talked about earlier, this lineup. Like, I think this Newbee draft is very strong, but the weak spot is consistently been that Sand King is not getting the farm that he needs. He has to stay alive in these team fights, so it relies upon Kaka to find that initiation, which is why he's maxing the X. But when LGD can just dodge and you don't find the initiations onto that Tinker who's been oh so elusive, it becomes really rough. Bottom lane. Ame now with his Vanguard and Yasha completed. Like, the fact that they've gotten so much out of this early game is just terrifying. Tinker is... God, he can go whatever he wants now. It really doesn't matter. Just very impressive play. Meanwhile, the rotation in. SC is trying to defend against this. He's not nearly strong enough to stop any of this. He's been getting a good amount as well, and Invoker is great against Tinker if you can find him with those tornadoes. Like, it's always that crapshoot about who has the better vision, who has the better ability to find the heroes, and that's what Elder Titan is going to help LGD with, but I'm not sure how exactly you stop this now. Ame gets caught by the Torrent. They've got Healing Ward, they've got Witch Doctor heals. They've got the tower. And this lineup from LGD, it tells you exactly what they want to try and accomplish with all of these heals.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
KP still no Blink Dagger online.
Tower has fallen.
I don't know how you stop this. Well, 15 minutes in, it's developed into a 3,000 net worth lead. Newbee's catching back up in terms of experience. And this is the play that KP has tried to make, and he's done it successfully often, but LGD did their homework. This is what I was talking about. This is the move that KP would often do, is hide in the trees, try and go for a counter initiation play with like a faceless void. When he was doing it, he would go for a blink out chronosphere. Kaka would find with the ship. Here on the Sand King, it's not really going to be as effective. Kaka trying to find maybe, blinks away, in trouble. All right, but now they've found the Elder Titan, lift up, Torrent, ship combo. He's gone. Ame's here as well. They're trying to TP out. Do not want to get caught. Kaka's gone, but they do keep alive the U9 Lifestealer. Kaka's just trying to create some space now, but he's going to go down. And just like that, they find the kill on the ET, lose the Kunkka. If they can slow down this push, that's the way it goes. Now, XZ, level 7, got himself a cask. We've got maybe Blink Dagger done. Still not a ton of damage. What's up next? I'm still waiting to see what he opts to go for. He has a lot of different routes to go for. U9, Armlet, Deso almost done. They're keeping with it. We're just gonna have to wait for a big team fight to come out. And maybe he's going back for the Aether Lens build. So Aether Lens, Agnums eventually. Ame's going for a Battle Fury. It's time to farm. There is potentially not going to be already there's not very much fighting, but I think we're going to continue that trend. Kaka looks for a pickoff. SC is here as well if they can hit a Torrent. It's just the Forged Spirits for now. There's the Torrent setup. Ship comes out as well. Good reactions from Ame. Is not going to get caught out by that. And now Kaka, a little bit too far afoot, is going to get slept by the ET. Maybe shows up, jumps forward, laser hit as well. Kaka is very, very tanky, but he does go down in the end. So 17 minutes in, they find another kill onto Kunkka. They're ready to start pushing towers. LGD... They're dotting their I's and crossing their T's.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I really like this Newbee lineup, but I think that LGD have had the answer. This is what they've been running consistently, and it's just looked so good for a while. But they still have a lot of other options for things that they might eventually go for. Now Lifestealer takes down the tower.
Radiant structures.
Bottom two towers is there.
X
marks the spot. Faith looking for a counterplay now. Drops the Torrent onto Ame as well. Just gonna back out though, and they don't end up finding the deny or anything. So LGD take the tier 2 tower bottom. U9 Desolator is online. I will say this is sort of reminiscent of what Newbee was doing pre-TI. What you would have is they would basically, if you imagine, for me, it always felt like they were playing like a spring, like a slinky or something, you know? They would get scrunched up really, really tight. They would be pushed back up against their base. Their tier 3s would eventually get pressured, and then one overstep, one wrong play, and they would suddenly punish the enemy team and win the game from there. So this lineup from Newbee does have the potential to come back into this game. It just needs to be through team fighting and finding pickoffs, which they can do. And KP now with the Blink Dagger has the tools with which to do it and might be able to make it happen if he can find a good initiation. I think he just needs to get out of there though. Jumps forward, goes on to the Darkseer. This might be a bit too bold as the rest of LGD is here. Never mind, he's just gonna destroy the Witch Doctor. KP is still in some trouble though. Earth Splitter connects onto KP, as does the later, and now they're chasing down U9. Okay, They need to get out of here. Instead is going to turn now onto the Earth Spirit. Gets a little bit lucky with a couple of those Omni Slash bounces, but he still ends up going down. So a 2-for-2 exchange, but they lost their Life Stealer, and Jug, 202, 165 last hits. Battle Fury, Vanguard, and Yasha, he's just a monster. The plus side that you have out of this newbie lineup right now, and what I'm seeing that I'm liking, is that the Shadow Demon Faith is still getting farm, and he is Shadow Demon is a really great hero. I think an underrated hero against Juggernaut, as we see the maybe Tinker continue to just mess with the Invoker. Your ulti goes through the BKB, so Spin is not going to be able to chase people down. You have the potential to kite. Also, Juggernaut Illusions, they struggle if you actually end up sticking those onto some of the supports of LGD. Juggernaut Illusions hit really hard. U9, this is a little bit interesting. They run into each other in the woods. And now U9 starting to chase down Ame. He is going to do some damage. If U9 had Rage right there, I don't think he finds a kill because of that Vanguard, but it would have done something. SC, Yule Scepter now, building into the Ags. And keeping those 2 points in Quas is going to start to be able to put more into Wex. And once you get those up a little bit higher, that's when the teamfight potential becomes very potent. Oh, the low ground. They spot out Ame. They spot out everybody. Can they do anything else? There's that ulti I was talking about. It works pretty well as far as being able to get control onto the Juggernaut. They're going to keep alive their buddy for the moment. Darkseer drops the wall. Will it be enough damage? Kaka's just going to run away. Ame is trying to chase him down. They've lost the Shadow Demon, but U9 also going to get trolled. They have XE Ultimate that drops in as well. LGD are just looking so dominant in this game. Their plays have been really, really well done, and I'm trying to figure out now for Newbee what they have to go for some type of a smoke ganker, find a pick off with KP. Oh my God, does ET have any idea? He's gonna spot that these trees are gone. There's a chance there. KP realizes he's in the area, isn't gonna go for it though. At least for now. If he spots that these trees are gone, all right. Not gonna do it. The thing that's nuts about this to me is that this same draft that Newbee has taken pretty much, they've beaten every other team in China with it. Like, I don't know if maybe this means that they're gonna need to adjust or something, but it's looked really dominant for them consistently. And maybe it's just that Newbee haven't found the pickoffs yet. And that's something that if they do find those eventually, LGD might start to look a little bit more hampered and under the gun. But as it stands right now, it's a 7,500 net worth lead and right around 4,000 experience. Bottom lane, Faith, KP, Kaka. This is the type of play. It's like actually I was saying, you got to go for a smoke play. You got to make something happen with your lineup. And finding an Elder Titan, this is one way to do it. It's the start. It's good. They made it work.
You are no match for my master.
Meanwhile, Guardian Greaves is the pickup for the Darkseer. Tier 2 tower bottom had already been taken by LGD. And I'm waiting to see when they go for the next round. This Juggernaut is just gonna be so hard to deal with all game for Newbee. Lifestealer needs to get huge. He ended up going back for the Sange. I wonder if he goes for a Halberd. It might not be the worst thing in the world.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, 4,800 gold on the Tinker. Ugh. This is just a tried and true LGD game, and maybe is looking to at least have the possibility to carry his team. Whether it's going to actually happen or not is going to come down to the team fights and how they play out. But they're certainly looking good so far. And likewise, I would say that Newbee not falling crazy far behind, taking team fights that are bad for themselves. This is the way they have to play this game. I said earlier it was going to be a farm fiesta. We've only got 17 kills in 25 minutes. Certainly the case. Did they find maybe? Doesn't look like it yet. He's in the area. KP was looking for him, but doesn't find him. And this is just the inherent problem with Newbee's draft, is that if they don't find those pickoffs, things become very hard. If they do find them, it's all great. It's all fine and dandy. Movement in towards the Roche pit. Ame, Phase, Blink, Battle Fury, Manta, Vanguard. They're pinging it out. They realize what's going on. Shadow Demon Faith, they think that something's happening here, and this might be a time when the KP Blink Dagger reveal with the Epicenter could come into play. They're not taking it too quickly. SC throws in the Tornado. EMP is also going to get dropped on the back lines. They've been able to initiate. XC is gone. U9 is going to keep chasing after them here. Maybe going to be able to find the kill. The Sheepstick comes out. The reveal from Maybe is going to go on to U9. He drops. Just like that, buying the Sheepstick and catching them off guard. Kaka's going down too. Oh, maybe it's going to start making them pay. This is a problem. How do you stop this guy? Faith is now also going to go down. Maybe triple kill. Can they turn it back around though? He's out of mana. SC is on a killing spree. KP is on top of this Tinker, and if they can find a kill, oh, a vacuum back into the Earth Splitter. Good stuff from the rest of the side of LGD, and now maybe he's regen enough that he's going after SC himself, wants to find that kill, Ghost Walk away, and no reveal. Man, they have to go for the Echo Stomp lest those Forge Spirits find the kill, and now SC jumps forward, is going to instead turn around and beat him down. Cool guys don't look at their right clicks landing. So the end result is 1,000 gold lead. That Sheepstick reveal, very nicely played by Maybe. Interesting. Well, Roshan doesn't end up working out for LGD, but that Sheepstick from Maybe. I was wondering if they were going to go for that type of a build. The Classic is going for Agnons, but against this lineup, when so much of the damage of Newbee is dependent on just those two cores. I mean, in these team fights, Kaka's more about survivability than he is about the damage. But Invoker also, if he wants to, he could go back for the Sheepstick, and then it all just comes down to the vision game. Oh my god, I'm sorry. What the hell is T-Tours in Abound? Sand King ends up going down to Maybe. Do they find this? Oh, Maybe. Oh, they wanted him. They wanted him bad. They don't get the guy. And now you don't have Sand King. Now Roshan's going down. Oh, buddy. We said that he would have the potential to carry them, and so far he has. He goes back in. They got to put down some of those Tinker wards. I'm not sure if it's going to be good enough, though. He's keeping them on this side of the map. Newbee do not realize or cannot do anything about the fact that Roche is getting taken.
Roshan has fallen to the die. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. I think that maybe is proving that he does deserve to have a team of his own right here. Again, for me, Newbee has been the best team in China by a long shot from everything that I've seen from them. But LGD, this squad is looking very good. Ame farming up a storm. He can build into Abyssal soon. Their movements around the map, the way they've responded to ganks, it's all looked good. And I'm first to admit, Newbee, they've been my favorite team for a while, but now they're just getting dismantled. Another kill into their favor, and that's going to be enough for them to take this tier 2 tower.
Radiant's middle tower.
Keep your eyes on this team. Because it might continue. All right, what do we got next? Plate mail is going to be the pickup for the Darkseer after the casual cloak. So it's that spell resistance, the extra survivability. Now I'm assuming is going to go back for the Shiva's guard. The blink forward from Ame, cutting the creep wave. Over here to the side, KP, they have good vision in the area. They have Kaka as well as U9 Lifestealer. If they can get the counterplay here, this would be huge. They go on to the Darkseer. He's going to go down. The Omni Slash comes out as well. They're too tanky to be brought down in just the Omni, though. And now U9 chasing. He has the right clicks there. They have the ET as well in the area. There's going to be the catch and the kill, though. And he goes down. So 3 dead. Newbee fight back. $3,200 gold swing. This game is going to end up being really good. Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited to see this because to me, I mean, it's still an upper bracket matchup. It's not an elimination one, but this is going to be good. All right, Ame building now into a Battle Fury. I want to see what this guy's GPM is going to be at. I mean, SC is still going pretty high up there. But if LGD continue winning like this, Ame is going to start getting into those silly numbers for a Juggernaut. X marks the spot combo, pulling Kaka back. This is their classic play that Newbee have been doing for a while, is they'll stick the KP over somewhere where they can find a solo kill, bring Kaka with them, and then afterwards go for those initiations. They're bringing U9 with them as well this time around. He's waiting for his Basher, but the problem is all of LGD is grouping together. So this is not going to work out for them, and maybe finds Kaka. Oh, if they find KP as well, this could be... Oh, man. All right, they're looking, they're finding, vacuum onto him. He's going down too. Just like that. LGD grouping up as 5. They take down the Sand King and the Kunkka, and it feels like they have the answer.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, Tinker 9, 1, and 8.
Radiant structures.
He's been a part of almost all of his team. He's been a part of every team kill, pretty much, except for the 2 that were happening early on. I think all of them sense the laning stage. And now Ame hitting the tier 3 towers. What are you going to do to stop this? He has his Aegis there. They don't even care.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
ET was traditionally known as the base breaker for a long time in China because of what he does in these situations. Not to mention giving you the vision for the rocket spam from the Tinker.
Radiant's top tower.
This high ground siege is disgusting. They get a tornado, all right, and they don't have the Tinker with them right now. He needs to come back into the fray. Ame hitting the barracks. Shadow Demon will create some illusions of it. The Torrent goes out as well. So hitting them back the other side, but SC has jumped in. They were able to get the wraparound. They brought down the Witch Doctor as well. A Cold Snap connects. Ame is still going to be controlled and maybe also going down. They threw out the Omni Slash, but the Epicenter is still going to be there. The turnaround is huge. 4 brought down, 5, and this should end up being another kill onto Ame. Slowed for the moment, and now they also have the imprisonment. No way he gets out of this one. I don't believe. Well, he's pretty swift. SC looking for the play. The tornado's a little bit off, and he does escape. Ame, well, maybe SC's still chasing. They want to find him, and there's the ghost walk forward, getting slowed down, and they lift up. There's the ice wall as well. Does he have enough to get out of there? Goes for the spin. The longest chase in the world. Ame, they get the alacrity onto him, and with the cold snap, that should be enough. Deafening blast disarms. They find the kill. Nicely done. Wicked 6 streak. So the turnaround is real, and this is what I was talking about much earlier. That when you look at what Newbee have played like, they're like this kinetic energy being balled up, a spring being pushed in, and then when eventually something slips and LGD make a wrong move, all of that explodes out and they find a couple of kills. So really good move right there by Newbee, punishing the overextension by LGD. The wraparound from the Sand King and the Invoker does bear fruit. And this is going to pull them back into the game. Still keeping it into that lead for LGD, but not so severe that Newbee can't come back. And meanwhile, they just happen to walk by XC. A little unfortunate for him there. Gem on the ground as well. That is a huge pickup. Now looking for more, they get the Eul Scepter lift up onto the Elder Titan. Suddenly cracks in the armor. LGD, they lift up onto one after the Burrow Strike. Meatball combo with the Deafening Blast. 4-stepped away. Guardian Greaves keeps him alive. Nicely played there. The plays, the counter plays, they're real. It's happening. And Newbee poised to try and tail some structural damage of their own. U9. Alacrity on Lifestealer. What a combination.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Yet again,
Dire's bottom
maybe
tower
is going to push in this top lane here. SC is in the area, wants to find him. Tornadoes to the right. Maybe he was left.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But I mean, how much cooler can you get? And it comes down to the wire. 2 of the best here. Oh, Epicenter looking for it. He is going to get the Sunstrike as well. Connects and finds the kill. Godlike streak for SC. I casted a series a while ago with Merlini where he said that maybe was the best Invoker in China. And SC right now disputing that title. BKB is picked up for the Juggernaut. It's nice. They got to go for that.
To the swift, the spoils.
Man. I'm liking this so far. The big problem is that it is still kind of like Lifestealer and Invoker against the world and maybe has a sheep stick. And that poses a big problem. So in that instance, you think about that fight that happened along the top lane. What ended up happening was they knew where the siege was coming from. They knew where LGD was, and Newbee was able to take advantage of that. The vision game becomes paramount now, and making sure that your warding is good, making sure that you have eyes on your opponents, that's the most important thing from this point on. Like, as long as they're on equal farm, which it feels like they're probably going to be. Oh, and the smoke gank. Oh, if they can find him right away, there's the jump forward. Sheep as well. Good Lotus Orb, though. And now the turnaround. The coconuts are bouncing the other way. Able to get off the Deafening Blast while imprisoned. He's going to get caught again, though. In some trouble. The counter initiation isn't there. Isn't enough. They have eyes on SC. They take him down in the end. Ame continuing to go back in again. They bought back on the Invoker, but they killed off the creep he was TPing to. And now, can they kill off? Maybe. Misses the combo again. The X is going to be there. And now, pull him back into it, bringing him low. They do find that kill. U9 with the double, looking after the Darkseer now, trying to find him, and Burrow Strike the other direction. He tries to get out, but isn't going to happen. Meanwhile, Kunkka X's himself. Lotus Orbs abound. Man, these team fights are going to start to become insane. The reactions there from Kaka immediately disabling the Hex. Really good stuff. It did cost them an Invoker buyback, but it will be worth if they secure Roshan now. Well worth.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
gold from my chest.
Well, XZ now has his Hand of Midas done. And this is the combination that they're just going to keep going back to for Newbee. Sand King looking for a Burrow Strike Epicenter. I'm so happy that they gave them the heroes that they wanted. I'm really pleased that we're going to be seeing a maybe Tinker versus an SC Invoker. It's like they're daring each other. Who's going to back down? Who's going to be the one that bans it out? This is just going to be one of those games. SC goes back for the sheep stick himself. Man, positioning, keeping their eyes on stuff. It's no longer about like even the huge tornado combos. It's just about finding maybe. And likewise for LGD, it's about finding SC. You look at all of these other itemizations that they've got. Blink Dagger on Shadow Demon, as well as the Glimmer Cape. Kako went back for the Lotus Orb. You've got drums there also. I mean, they're all built around another Lotus Orb on Sand King. It's built around keeping SC alive. Lifestealer is going to be going back for the MKB now. His job is to kill off that Jug. But both teams in this game have the tools with which to outplay their opponents, and it's just going to come down to skill in these team fights. And it's going to be epic. I can't wait. All right. The siege is getting ready to start up. We're about as even in terms of net worth as you can get. Experience into the favor of Newbee, though, by a large margin. And U9, oh, this is the plays. This is what you got to do. Kaka Xing U9, waiting for Rage to be done, and then going in. They steal some damage to the tower, and then they force to back out. Little chip damage here and there. (22-21). And I mean, as far as these matches can go at this point in time in the game, it's about as dead even as it could get.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
They ice wall to back out. Go back, defend their tower, defend their barracks, get ready to do it all again. It's like watching a chess match, honestly. Both teams very much in tune with each other, where they need to play around the map, what needs to happen. Take another look at the GPMs, continuing to skyrocket. SC up there for himself. And with the Aegis in hand, probably feels pretty comfortable taking a fight now. Octarine core completed. And it's going to take that instead of the Blink Dagger. Oh, it's a scary one. That is one problem that you have as the Invoker going up against the Tinker late game is the positioning that you can get with the Tinker with this Blink Dagger is really scary. They're wrapping around. They have the Darkseer here as well. This will reveal their positioning, and actually, yeah, he's not gonna get caught out. Newbee are setting up again to try and go along this bottom lane. U9 and SC. All of the damage on their back pretty much. Kaka at this point is just rum buff on command. And here goes the Rage, move forward, Lotus Orb on top of them. How do you stop it? They actually caught maybe in the midst of this. All right, he forces out the Blade Fury and they back out. Stomp connected onto 3, but they're still alive. Oh man, Darkseer wanted that one. They actually went for the Earth Splitter as well. So now no Earth Splitter. Another avenue for Newbee to go for this. And this lineup, this play, how do you stop it? U9 just hits the tower, hits the barracks, and it's almost gone. 41 HP left on it. They throw out a tornado, just keeping the rest of the side of LGD at bay. The big problem they have is that top lane is continuing to push in. If Newbee are forced to back out, LGD can punish very hard. Another combination, Lotus Orb, Alacrity. Ame pretty upset about the situation. They're taking damage. They do pull him back. That coconut is going to bounce around a little bit, but yeah, they retreat. And the ice wall for the retreat as well. Maybe was almost in position to find a sheep stick, but I mean, you look at this, it's almost mirrored against each other across each of the lanes. You've got this top lane that's pushing in with just the range racks. Now bottom lane's going to be pushing in with the melee barracks. And neither team is really willing to give up at all. Eventually, I think this does need to come down to LGD finding them out and like making a play across the map. They need to find a pickoff, because if Newbee are allowed to do that ad nauseum, they're just going to win the game by virtue of slowly tearing down their tier 3s. And you can see that they're setting up right now. LGD are behind the trees looking for a counterplay. It is potentially available, but Lotus Orb is going to make any Abyssal play coming out from the Juggernaut not really viable. Bottom lane, maybe 6,000 gold in the bank. And still, with the scans, they'll be able to scout him out. Well, we said it earlier, farming was going to be the name of the game, and they certainly did not disappoint on that front. Scotty picked up for the jug. Bottom lane, LGD are trying to set up on this, but SC should be able to keep them out of there for a while. Now a smoke play.
Is under attack.
I don't know about this. I don't really know if this is going to bear much fruit. Like, you look and they're actually all going to be set up here. Maybe it's trying to keep them off of the tower, and Tornado, ooh, buddy. Could have been rough. All right, ready to go. LGD, smoke is there. Newbee have the vision advantage here if they don't get caught out by the initial smoke play, and Ame now spots it, blinks away by Faith. They catch him there. Sheepstick connection onto 3 with the Burrow Strike, 2 catches onto 2 afterwards. SC hits with a really big deafening blast. Maybe did pop BKB though, and the Ame slash is going kind of crazy. U9 is still dropping low, but is able to turn it around now. Man's up against the Ame Juggernaut, but it's not quite enough damage. On the other side, it looked like the Tinker was able to already escape, so they lose the Lifestealer in exchange for the Elder Titan. KP don't want to go there right now. The Invoker is able to kill off the Witch Doctor on the back line, and now another double Lotus Orb imprisonment. They get the Sheepstick onto KP. A lot of damage dealt. Again, a Deafening Blast, but now maybe he's found SC. He's in a lot of trouble. They're going to be able to keep sheeping him. SC is going to go down. Where's the rest of his team? They're not there. Kaka, Lotus Orb on cooldown for another 3 seconds. He is still going to be able to turn this one back around now. Ame is going to get sheeped up instead, and the counter initiation play is there with the Tornado after the Witch Doctor buyback. They're looking for KP again, maybe TPing into him, but they're not going to be able to find him. So the end result is a buyback on the Witch Doctor. SC was able to kill him off. ET went down also. But again, just these team fights are on a razor's edge. Goodness.
I'll take that as tribute.
Now, Newbee now, looking again to come and contest Roshan. This might be the moment if they could find him here. Drop down the Meatball Deafening Blast, pushing XZ up to the high ground. He's in trouble, he goes down, but that the X marks the spot, pullback. SC's gonna be fine. Throw the Lotus Orb onto KP. Meanwhile, the lift up, and maybe is there, pops the BKB. The turnaround is they've been able to find Ame. KP somehow still living through all of that. Pops his BKB, and now Kaka is gonna die. The boat goes out, so they have the run buff on him. Alacrity onto U9, turns onto Ame. They're able to make it through the ice wall. Now they found maybe good 4-staff play by the ET, keeping him alive. A second 4-staff. They don't have the damage to kill off. Maybe Deafening Blast comes out, but he's already gone. Now looking for the Jug on the other side of the fight. They're still battling out against the Darkseer. He goes down. And now they found Ame. He does have another Blade Fury. Can they get out of there? Kaka smells blood. The Kunkka buys back. Ghost walk forward. Found maybe. Oh, he doesn't quite break the blink. Now they found him. Sheepstick there as well and trying to bring him down. U9 raged up and brought down. Nicely played. Ame getting right-clicked and cold snap. They don't have the tornado to be able to bring him down, and maybe buys back, goes after U9 now. The team fight that never ends, raged up. If they can bring him down here, this would be huge. Maybe he's dead. He does not have buyback at this point. They might have potentially done it just off of that one pick. SC turning onto buildings. They've got the creep wave here as well. 100 seconds, no maybe. And it looks like the tier 3 tower is going down. This could potentially be it.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Man, the plays in this game have been absurd. Ame gets sheep down. I think that they've done it.
Dire's middle barracks is fallen.
LGD lose another barracks. 82 seconds, still no Tinker. And how do you stop this? The hold is going to have to be tremendous. They have the Darkseer back up. Oh, but they've sheep. They found Ame. There's the meatball. He's already going down. The deafening all right, they keep him alive. Nicely played there. His team's there to keep him a little bit more survivable. U9, X'd, and raged. It's a hard life out here. Get the healing ward as well. Now pulled back. Witch Doctor ultimate from the high ground. The vacuum wall. Kaka's dropping, and the Omni Slash again is just bouncing back and forth. Ame getting hexed up for the moment. SC blinks to the side. They do finally bring down that life stealer. He buys back, wants to party some more. It's still 40 seconds. No Tinker. The hold is going to have to be tremendous. Like I said, they do find the kill onto Ame now. He buys back. XZ getting chased down by the Shadow Demon and KP. They're still trying to control this XZ Invoker, but he's never going to stop. Another Lotus Orb taking off the Sheep Stick, looking for the counterplay. KP just trying desperately to get out of there. Lift up with the Yule Scepter. He doesn't have any way out at this point, though. He is finally going to be brought down, but the towers, the barracks, they're all going down for LGD. Still 13, 12 seconds with no Tinker. They need to escape. U9 lifted up with the Yule Scepter. They desperately want to control him. They do finally find it with the rest. And can they bring him down? They go for the turnaround play, though. SC is here, realizes that maybe is showing up. They jump inside of SC! Oh, SC saves the day! They're gonna be able to escape! Oh my god, U9 Lifestealer jumps inside of him. Maybe would have killed off SC, and now the counterplay again! Going back into maybe, he might go down! Can they find this kill? Oh, U9, you might have bit off more than you can chew, and SC is gonna be controlled as well! That was not the way to go back in, and now SC constantly sheepstick to death. He's going down. And did they counter throw? Invoker has buyback. They're going to be okay. And the whole time through, tier 4s are going down. They have one ranged barracks left. The pick off on maybe in the Roche pit. It was too much. Much too much. And still the kills are even. Oh, what a game. I mean, it's still only a 7,500 net worth lead. But the big thing is the structural damage. And the fact that Newbee was fighting on the LGD side of the map. It's only game number 1. Oh, lordy. Witch Doctor. A little bit underfarmed. And I think that right now Newbee are feeling comfortable. You got to be feeling good at this point. All right, they've got another shot at it. 53 minutes in. It's time for me to take a drink of water. Oh my god. Everybody has been playing out of their mind this game. Honestly, this feels like it could be a grand finals just in terms of like how much these teams are taking this. This is round 1 of a qualifier tournament, and these types of plays are coming out. Like, what? How is this a thing? Summit 6 is going to be dope. All right, Ame starting to bring it down. They catch a torrent. They're also going to be able to go for the imprisonment. Meanwhile, KP went for the epi. No, he didn't go for the epicenter. They just caught the stomp onto him, but now they've been able to find him. Lotus Orb, Yule Scepter lifting him back up, wants to burrow strike away, and is going to be able to escape. LGD inside of the Newbee base. They're set up again with the ET. Have the stomp available. Again. Imprisonment from the Shadow Demon. Looking for another counterplay here from the ET. And the stomp, it connects onto SC and Kaka. All right, that might be a little bit of a problem. Burrow Strike, vacuum wall onto 2. Faith Control, the turnaround there from SC though. Oh, they turn around with the tornado. The ice wall is down as well. Is it gonna be enough? They're gonna be able to go after the Darkseer, fed the cheese, still controlled. Ame brought down. A really nice Burrow Strike from KP, as well as the Epicenter XC dropping low, not dead as of yet. They're still looking for a kill. Everybody from LGD is still alive. Newbee kind of blew their load a little bit onto them. It doesn't look like they want to try and invest anymore right now. LGD waiting for the next round because their base is still being pushed in. Maybe is not there with them. And he's the only one with the Aegis. All right. Another imprisonment coming out from Faith. Take a look if there are any new items of real consequence yet. Oh, Ame taking some more damage now.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They are getting hit, bashed. Also caught down. He doesn't get out. Ame's dead. And now losing the Darkseer. LGD, what is going on? They're striking right now, and maybe is not with the rest of his team. Where are you at right now, buddy? SC double kill, they take down another. U9 gets a double kill. They're already buying back on several heroes, but Newbee smelling blood. They're going for the base. Oh, baby. If SC finds this, anybody, they're gone. His Invoker play has been immaculate. And now turning on to the barracks. Has the Alacrity on him, forces out the glyph. Maybe, with his BKB available, could go for an initiation play. KP lifts him up with the Yule Scepter. Thinking about going back in, is going to force out the BKB, but the Abyssal, maybe's gone. Oh, that potentially could be it. I don't know if LGD can hold anymore. Ice Wall is down. They found him. They catch the Darkseer before he throws out anything. Maybe is brought down. Vacuum Wall after the imprisonment. But where's your follow-up? LGD controlled and potentially brought down and killed. The tier 4 is fallen. Maybe can only spam March in Dismay. It hurts my frame rate, but it's not hurting Newbee. And the Ancient is gonna fall as LGD end up losing to Newbee in game 1. Off the back of some very flashy Invoker play, some really good maybe Tinker as well. I hope they enjoyed the broadcast. At LyricalDota, you can follow me on Twitter if you feel so inclined. At Beyond the Summit, and most importantly, the Summit 6 qualifiers. We're going to continue in just a little bit. We've got game number 2. It's Newbee facing off against LGD. See you guys in just a bit.